Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 19, text number 35. Kraturviram mathamesha Deveshu duravagraha Dharmavetikaro yatra Pakandir Indra nirmitte. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma continued, stop the performance of these sacrifices, for they have induced Indra to introduce so many irreligious aspects. You should know very well that even among the demigods, there are many unwanted desires. Purport. There are many competitors in ordinary business affairs, and the Karma Kanda chapters of the Vedas sometimes cause competition and envy among karmis. A karmi must be envious because he wishes to enjoy material pleasures to their fullest extent. That is a material desire. Consequently, there is always competition among karmis, either in the ordinary business affairs or in the performance of yajna. Lord Brahma's purpose was to end the competition between Lord Indra and Maharaj Prthu. Because Maharaj Prthu was a great devotee, an incarnation of God, he was requested to stop the sacrifices so that Indra might not be further introduce irreligious systems which are always followed by criminal-minded people. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, the issue between King Prthu and Indra continues. Indra wanted King Prthu not to complete his 100th horse sacrifice, because that would mean exceeding his power. King Prthu will exceed in his power, and therefore Indra, out of enviousness, was trying to stop the yajna being performed by King Prthu Maharaj. So, because of he was caught red-handed, Indra was caught red-handed, disguised as a sannyasi, to come to steal the horse that was supposed to be offered in the horse sacrifice. Then by the power of the mantras chanted by the priests on behalf of Prthu Maharaj, they recovered the horse, and now they wanted to continue the sacrifice to kill Indra himself into the fire. So that time Brahma has intervened, and he requested Prthu Maharaj that let there be some kind of compromise, saying that it is natural these demigods sometimes have this kind of unwanted desires. Now his mistake should not lead to another mistake of you killing him. Let there be peace. And that was the appeal from Lord Brahma. No doubt, Indra was disturbing though he is the king of heaven, he was disturbing the sacrifice. And to steal something meant for sacrifice is actually sinful. So due to enviousness, man tends to engage in sinful activities, in wrong activities, to stop somebody from growing. This is the nature of the conditioned soul. All the demigods are also conditioned souls. Whether the demigods or the residents on this earth or in hell or heaven, different planets, the living entities in the material world are, though they are pure spirit souls, they are engaged in fruitive activities and sense gratification. And sense gratification, for which they take a body, and entire fruitive activity and sense gratification. All the activities that the living entities are doing in the material world comes under either fruitive activities or sense gratification. Fruitive activity means working for future sense gratification. And sense gratification means enjoying the fruits which you created in the past. Sense gratification what does sense gratification consist of? Sense gratification consists of all our bodily sense gratification. We want comfort, we want enjoyment for our senses, expanding enjoyment for our senses. That is sense gratification. Gross, subtle sense gratification is need for power. Everybody in the material world, after their basic needs, physical needs, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Eating, sleeping, these are all bodily needs, sense gratification. Mating, sense gratification. And defending, that is where the living entity, first he wants power enough to defend himself. Then the living entity wants power to attack others. Just like first sense gratification is, I need food for my hunger. Next, that need expands into, I need very tasty food. Then that expands into, I want more and more varieties of tasty food. This is applicable to all eating, sleeping, mating, defending. There is a basic need. Once that is satisfied, he wants next level. Once that is satisfied, he wants next level. Go into greed. Lust, greed. First you have a need, then you have lust, then you have greed. Same thing for defending also. First I need enough for my security, enough money for my security and all these things. Next, he lusts for money. I want to make more money. I want to become rich. And when you become richer, then you work for becoming very rich. Greed. Just see, you should observe this. Whole material world activities, man is engaged in activities only for sense gratification and fruitive activities. In order to increase his gratification for his gross senses, then with money comes power, position, control, distinction, glorification. All these things come with power. So the whole material world is simply a play of wanting these rasas. Power, knowledge, love, and pleasure. Imitation of Krishna. So the living entities, when they leave the Supreme Lord, or let us say they leave their constitutional position of enjoying with the Lord, all nature of all living entities is Anandamaya Abhyasa. Even Krishna's nature is Anandamaya Abhyasa. Expanding Ananda. So we as a living entity has got a potential for either enjoying Satchidananda with Krishna, or you want to forget Krishna, that is my constitutional position, I am Amsha of Krishna. Or one becomes entrapped in a material body, and in a material body you practice what is unconstitutional to you. Whatever we are trying to independently enjoy in this material world is not our Swarupa. It is not our original activity. It is perverted activity. That is why nobody is ever satisfied in this material world. Come what may. He is never satisfied with the love in this material world, power in this material world, knowledge in this material world, pleasures in this material world. Rather, all of them as you acquire, there is pain behind it, suffering behind it. So because of that attitude of independent Ananda, we are trapped in these material bodies. The material nature gives us a material body. Trapped means what? Not physically trapped. Brainwashed. To think that I am the body. This I am the body for the soul from its absolute platform. It is a punishment. Because you are not the material body, you are spiritual body, you have a spiritual body. But you are given this material body and then you are forced to think that you are this material body. So anybody who thinks I am the body is already imprisoned in this material world. Actually he is spirit, he is liberated. The living entity is liberated. Liberated from three modes of material nature. It's naturally, it is not entangled. So the living entity's potential is always there to come out of this bodily limitation and attain his original position as a pure servant of Krishna. Everything is connected to Krishna. Krishna is a primary enjoyer. Doesn't mean that the living entity who is giving enjoyment to Krishna does not enjoy. He enjoys giving enjoyment to Krishna. The living entities enjoys prasadam. Prasadam power, prasadam knowledge, prasadam love, prasadam pleasures. Existence means love. Existence means, it's not that the impersonalists, they nullify everything because they see that these fruitive activities, they little jnana they get, that this is not satisfying me, this is not constitutional, therefore I won't do sense gratification, it is only giving me dukkha. I am thinking I am getting sukha, but it is actually dukkha. So better I live away, give up these things, and then become just spirit, Brahman. Pure awareness. Any content I put in the awareness, it brings dukkha. So therefore it says, I am pure awareness. Awareness of awareness. Not awareness of anything. If I am aware of this mic, it will give me dukkha. So I will be only aware of awareness. Aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. Neti, 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 neti. It will give them some relief. Prabhupada explains, just like if you put a man into the water, catch his hair and put him in the water. Hold him for some, then he will want air. When you lift him, he will get relief. Right? Similarly, when the person by jnanic method becomes detached from all these material varieties, name, form, relationships, love, power, all these things, interaction, everything. Once he stops all this, it's like coming out of the water. This is Brahma Sukha. This is Brahmananda. Real Ananda comes only when you have a real relationship, real senses, real love. And that is by devotion service. So in other words, the living entity has a constitutional position of being with Krishna, of living with Krishna, serving Krishna, desiring for Krishna, etc., etc. Every living symptom. That very same spirit soul, forgetting Krishna, disconnected from Krishna, wants to enjoy this Satchidananda independently, and therefore this facility is given in this material world. So the demigods are no great souls like that in terms of eternity. Compared to their eternal position, they are nothing great. Abrahma loka punaravartano Arjuna. From Brahma loka to all the lokas. You can become an insect. You can become Brahma. All these are again temporary positions, no big great. So those who are after devotion service want to get out of this punishment that I am this body, punishment that my body sense pleasure is my pleasure. We are As I said, punishment means what? Punishment in putting us in ignorance of my original position. Depriving me of what is my spiritual potential. And making me think that my bodily pleasures are my pleasure. And then you go on earning that pleasure, fruitive activities, gross and subtle. And for this there is competition in the material world. Because everybody wants to lord over everybody else. So everybody is trying to become, how can I become more powerful than this person? How I can become most powerful? So therefore this material world is full of envy, jealousy. You have something that somebody else, you want something that you don't have, but because somebody else has it, I want it. Because these are all our original disease. The living entity is disease. Because there is only one person who is independently enjoying. And why is he independently enjoying? Because all the energies belong to him. It has come from him for his enjoyment. Krishna has brought forth this material existence, spiritual existence, everything. He is the owner. Owner is the original enjoyer of everything. We are enjoying all borrowed things. The owner is Krishna. So recognizing that Krishna is the owner of everything. Everything is meant for his pleasure. Starting with the regulation of one's own senses. Because ultimately, what does liberation means? You are no longer limited by this material body. Now my consciousness is anchored in this material body. Because it is anchored in the material body, my pleasures are limited to pleasures of the material body. My happiness is limited to happiness of the material body. But that is not my potential. I am entitled for Atma Ananda, not this Sharira Ananda. I am entitled for enjoying Atma Shakti against Maya. All these Maya pleasures will not attract you when there is Atma Ananda. So, unlimited living entities are there in the existence. They got the freedom to continue in sense gratification and social gratification of this world, or get liberated from this stupid bodily concept of life, and absorb in Krishna concept of life, Krishna Dasa concept of life. I do not want to extract. Our consciousness have to be purified, means sense gratification should stop. Seeking power, name, fame, it should stop. Because when we seek power, name, fame, all these things is centered around the bodily concept of life. Name and fame in this material world means name and fame for this material identity. And that is what we are practicing. The pure devotee of the Lord comes down into this material world to teach the living entity. Look, this is what you are really. You are not this body. You are a free spirit, servant of Krishna. In service of Krishna, you are free. You are not limited. Your body is limiting you. Your ananda is not limited by the body ananda. So, step by step, the spiritual master says, start your thing with this. Start with gross body. Like Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he says. The beginning itself, he says, sense gratification should be stopped. Why? A beginner will ask, why sense gratification should be stopped? My nature is enjoyment. And you are telling that I should stop enjoying. No, your nature is enjoyment, but you are enjoying something which is with respect to your potential. You are enjoying a fake pleasure, fake love. That's not Satchidananda love. Fake power. Sat power. Sat means eternal. When spirit has devotion to Krishna, then he gets spiritual power to execute that devotion. That is spiritual power. So Krishna teaches right from the beginning itself. One should understand why not sense gratification. No problem. If you want that, nothing wrong. If you want to remain trapped in this body, and then next body, next body, next body, because whatever you do, it is called karma. Sense gratification is called karma. Fruitive activity is called karma. Karma means another body. So Krishna teaches right from the beginning in the Bhagavad Gita that how you can become free from this karma. Karmanevadikaraste. He begins that how to act in this material world without getting a reaction. Reaction means one more body. So from that step, when my consciousness does not identify with the body's pleasure, free from sense gratification, engaging only the body in service of Krishna, Rishikesha Sevanam. This body has a role to play in devotion service. Human life is very rare. Only in the human form of life you can control the senses. Only in the human form of life you can restrain the senses. Only in human form of life you can act without any desire for fruits. Otherwise, everybody is acting for a fruit for him to enjoy. Immediately or little later, doesn't matter. That's called fruitive activities. Everybody is working for a fruit for him in future to enjoy. That is fruitive activity. So devotees are engaged in devotional service. They do not want any fruit for them to enjoy. They only want to enjoy devotional service. They want to enjoy the service, not the fruit of the service. Fruit of my service is for Krishna. That is devotional service. So whole Krishna conscious process is not that, oh, you struggle, you deprive yourself of enjoyment. No. What is Krishna consciousness? We have to understand that when I restrain from sense gratification, I am not starving myself. I am not depriving myself of enjoyment. I am depriving myself of poisonous enjoyment. Food is there, poisonous food also is there. Both are food. Good food will nourish you. Poisonous food will kill you, will destroy you. Both are food. So sense gratification and fruitive activity is poisonous food. It will keep us entrapped in this material world. What is the result of eating this poison? What is the result? I will think I am this body. That is it. Bodily concept is a result of drinking this poison of sense gratification and fruitive activities. In the material world, bodily concept for everybody is very natural. Correct? That is Maya has punished us, put us here. Okay, work for the body. And then finally, body you give up and go. So somebody asks, good question, Brahma Jijnasa. What is this whole life I am working for the body, bodily identity. And the bodily identity and body I leave behind and go. In one stroke, in one moment, I am dead. Everything else, what is this joke? What am I working for? Whom am I working for? Yeah, you are working, just like in prisoners are engaged in work, no? In the prison house, they also have to work. So we think we are great. Oh, I am a rich man. I am now billionaire. I want to make more billions. The very desire to make material billion means you are a prisoner. You're caught in that prison. It is not a credit. Earning more and more possessions, materially enjoying more is not a credit. For the soul. It will only increase the number of chains that tie him to I am this body. So by sadhana bhakti, we see how we are engaging in activities which are for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, abstaining from sense gratification. By understanding properly that this sense gratification, yes, it is sweet poison. Because I have identified with my senses. it will surely, every pleasure will surely bring pain, either before that or after that. Because you have taken so much pains, you earn something for the pleasure. So material pleasure has got pain before and afterwards. Before also you get, because unless you put pain under fruitive activities, unless you have worked hard, you cannot enjoy. You cannot get objects for sense enjoyment. It is a result of your past work. And then you enjoy that. Especially if you are engaging sinfully with the result of your work, then you get again pain. These are the reasons why it's not about why the devotees or the bhakti process says that we have to change our taste. Our taste of Sat, taste of Chit, taste of Ananda, we have to change. And that we can change through connecting ourselves originally as we belong to Krishna. And that connection is loving devotional service. I am part and parcel. I belong to Krishna. When I serve Krishna, then I get Ananda. Somehow in the material understanding, we think that Krishna means another person. So when somebody says, no, you don't enjoy, you make another person enjoy. You say, hey, this is a funny philosophy. Because can't understand what is this. I should not enjoy. I should make Krishna enjoy. What kind of God is this? Isn't it? Actually, this is misunderstanding. Giving Krishna enjoyment means that you are giving yourself also enjoyment, because you are part of Krishna. Krishna quality enjoyment also you are getting. The spiritual enjoyment. The pleasing Krishna means I am also pleased constitutionally. Krishna is like a full tree. Pour water in the root of the tree, it goes to leaves. We are like leaves. If the tree is telling, pour water in the root, because you are part of me, you are leaf. You pour water in the root, you will also get water. So engage in surrender unto me, because you are me. I am you. Quantity is different. You are my amsha. Just like body experiences pain if the finger is cut. Finger disconnected, the body experiences pain. Of course, Krishna is unlimited, but at the same time, each of us are belonging to Him. When we forget our belonging to Him, then it gives Him pain. Transcendental pain. That is why Krishna says, one who preaches this message to my devotees are very dear to me. So when we chant Hare Krishna, when we engage in devotional service, why it pleases Krishna? You should understand why it pleases Krishna. Because he knows now that I am going back to him. He knows that I am situating myself in my normal position, which is good for me. That is the only thing that will save me, that is the only thing that's good for me, to be where I am fitting. Now I am loitering away from him. So that is the meaning of pleasure. When we chant Hare Krishna, what gives pleasure to Krishna? Why it gives pleasure to Krishna? Oh, he's so desperate. 2 hours I had to sit and move my tongue until please God. Generally we think that pleasure means something he should get. So that is not the kind of pleasing, or that's not the kind of pleasure that Krishna gets. Krishna gets a pleasure of knowing that this amsha of mine is coming back to me. That is a pleasure. When we don't engage in fruitive activities, when we control our senses, it gives pleasure to Krishna. Why? Because it is going to liberate me. If somebody is in the well and he starts climbing out of the well, accidentally he's fallen in the well, and God is, outside on the well. Let's say the father is there, the son has fallen into the well. What pleasure the son can give to the Lord when he is in the well? When he comes out of the well, yes, so many things he can do. When he is in the well, what he can do? So conditioned soul means we are in the well. And when we are in the well, how can we please Krishna? He puts a rope down, you hold the rope and wanting to come up. That is the pleasure we can give to Krishna now. So our sadhana bhakti gives pleasure to Krishna because it liberates me. So more and more spiritually we advance, it gives more and more pleasure to Krishna. Spiritual advancement means complete control of all the senses. Senses will only engage in Krishna service, that's all. Eat minimum, sleep minimum, defend minimum. The body is there, body's nature is eat, sleep. It has to be there for its survival. Correct? But when you do that very minimum required for engaging in a service, then you become liberated from bodily concept of life. So Krishna is waiting us to have realization that I am not this body, but I am spirit person, part and parcel of you. Otherwise, we are lost in this material world, whether you become Indra or Brahma or whatever it is. That is a punishment. Punishment posting. In government, they are posting, punishment posting there. So all the demigods have got punishment posting. Punishment means something you are deprived, no? What you are deprived? You are deprived of your pure Satchidananda, pure love, pure power, all this you are deprived of. Any questions?
Sometimes to overcome kama, krodha, mada, lobha, matsarya. Though we are very aware that janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, we cannot come out of it. And we do practice all the regulative principles. The society is such that, the circumstances is such that, and Maya is very, 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 very powerful. Every time testing, every moment testing. So I have seen not only myself, most of the best devotees, senior devotees have also fallen into it. So do you say, is it their past karma because of which they are going through these phases?
What is the last one?
Past karma? Is it
Past
because
life.
the past karma that they have debited or credited, they are going through this? Or if it is so, how do we overcome? With the limited chance of participation in whatever capacity we can do at the Krishna consciousness or religious spiritual activities.
You see, we are all born with certain karma. We are born with karma means born to enjoy or suffer that karma. And that is the force of Kala that unfolds our karma phala as we grow, from baby to childhood to as we grow. So there is a Kala's continuous force unleashing our karma that is going on parallelly. So that is a force that is acting on our Sharira and our subtle body. This is acting. Now you, the soul beyond the Sharira and the subtle body, you come to Prabhupada, you come to Krishna, you understand that this basic force of this body is fruitive activity and sense gratification. Now, understood, and I am trapped, that also I understood. I am conditioned. I am conditioned to taste sense gratification. I am conditioned to believe that sense gratification is enjoyment. I am conditioned to believe. So, simply by knowing it is not enough. Maya may be very powerful. Maya will continue her work as long as this body is there on us. Maya will continue to work. But we got something. Daivesha gnumai mama maya duratya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam taradite. Maya is nothing before Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That faith is required. That faith that this Nama is Krishna himself is required. Then that Shakti will come simply if you chant offensively, without Shraddha. You will see that Maya is, okay, here is Maya come. I am chanting Hare Krishna. But I fall down. Why? It is said that Krishna is Mame prapadyante mayametam tarantite. You do reverse thinking. That means that I have not invoked Krishna the way the Shastra says to invoke. A very simple, it's not very complicated. Like a child, if you chant, and plus you should have desire. There are two things very important. You have to have a desire to give up Maya, and then take the weapons given by Guru and Krishna, then we will cross over. You cannot say that I will not consciously desire to give up sense gratification. I will only chant and my sense gratification will go. No. Krishna or Krishna Nama does not force you into anything if you don't desire. You should desire first. God helps those who help themselves. So our desire is so important. So when we fall back, it is because my desire is not strong enough. And desire is in your hands. If you want, you can make it strong enough. Old desires are there. That is stronger. That's called vasana in the mind. Default desire is so strong. The memory of enjoyment is so strong that vasana, I want once more. So it is not about, at that time, it is about, we have to understand that what we are just now discussing. At a macro level, you have to understand. I don't want to go into analysis of this particular sense gratification is giving me enjoyment or not. I know from a big picture that this is a trapping desire. Therefore, I don't want this. I am desiring Krishna. So by such association with a higher desire, higher taste, and then chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, then you can. Otherwise, you see, as you said, for quite some time I'll be nicely Krishna conscious. Suddenly Maya, something will come and immediately make me fall down. Then you start wondering, I've been chanting so long, all these things, why again I am falling down? The factor is, even if you are chanting nicely, if you have your desire, sometimes the chanting will go and feed your desires. That is another risk. It's not that, just like weeds, these fruitive desires, fruitive activity, these vasanas are like weeds, along with the bhakti, lata. The creeper of devotion service is growing in our heart. Along with that, according to Kala's force, the weeds are also sprouting. And those weeds, they drink this strength from your chanting Hare Krishna. So it is extremely important. The weapons given by Prabhupada, Krishna from the spiritual world, chanting, deity worship, reading his books, prasadam, all these things plus your desire. This sometimes you miss out. It's not automatic. If you desire, you have got all the power. If desire to become a pure devotee should become strong, should be cultivated, then you have all the weapons required to overcome Maya. So the answer to the question is, we have to cultivate our desire in addition to having full faith in the Krishna's association in the form of Nama, holy name, prasadam, deity worship. Any other question? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जाए, विश्व गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाए.